sweet friends, thank you for being here and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is new homemaking motivation for 2025. I'm going to do some cooking and get our weekly meal prep routine done. A lot of you have been requesting meal prepping slash cook with me videos, so I hope you enjoy this one and find it helpful. Let's do this, friends. I'm going to start with making my go-to breakfast. It's just gonna be zucchini, jalapeno, spinach, and then I'm going to scramble some eggs and then avocado. Usually I add tomatoes on this and whatever other veggies I have in the fridge, I just like chop it up or dice it up and then saute them all. And then I just put some salt and pepper, and that's pretty much it, you guys. Like I said, this has been my go-to breakfast for a little while now. Or if I'm not like feeling that hungry, then I just eat bagel with some cream cheese and coffee. But I try to eat this because I don't eat lunch. I would have snack in between before dinner, but if I'm really hungry, then this is what I go for. Let me know in the comments down below, what is your go-to breakfast? If this is your first time here, I am so happy you stopped by and click in today's video. My name is Selle, I am a wife and a full-time working mommy of one. Here in my channel, I make lots of realistic cleaning motivations, satisfying home organizations, monthly grocery hauls, and seasonal home decorating. So if these videos are what you enjoy watching, then you are in the right place and I would love to have you here and join my YouTube family. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back, my friend. I appreciate your time. I work a full-time job outside of YouTube, so it makes it a little bit easier for me when I already cook and prepare meals on my days off before I go back to work. I only work 4 days a week, but it's a 10.5 hour shift plus my commute, so it's about 11.5 to 12 hours that I'd be out of the house and be at work. So by the time I get home, honestly, I don't have any time left and energy, so I just want to eat, relax a little bit before I go to bed. So that has been my routine. And like I said, preparing meals on my days off before I go to work helps us a lot, so that we don't like go eat all frozen meals all the time and go out and buy food as well. I prefer to make our own food and eat at home, not only because everything is so expensive nowadays, especially takeouts, but I feel like it's cleaner and it's a little bit healthier. So for this week's meal prep, I'm going to be cooking some grilled chicken, pork chop. I'm going to cook ground beef for tacos. Sometimes we use it for like taco salad or quesadilla, whatever really we like at the moment. And then I'm also going to be making a few salad, macaroni salad, caprese pasta salad, and potato salad. I know it's all salad. We do eat a lot of rice too on the side, so that's something I pretty much make every day or every other day with the rice cooker. And then sometimes I would saute some veggie, but I don't make sauteed veggies ahead because that's not something that is good to reheat. So usually whatever is good to like put in the refrigerator and reheat, those are what I prepare in advance, if that makes sense. If you notice, I already started cooking the pasta, the macaroni, and the penne for the caprese. And then here I prep the chicken breast and marinate it with minced garlic, some rosemary. I prefer to put fresh rosemary, but I completely forgot to grab that at Smith's when I went. So I just use the dried ones and then like chop it up really fine. And then lemon juice, olive oil mixed with canola oil, because if I just put olive oil, the oil solidifies once it's cold since we put this in the fridge. And then some white champagne. It doesn't matter what kind of champagne, if it's cheap or expensive. Mine is like, how much is it? I think it's like less than $10 champagne that I got from the grocery store. And I only need a little bit. I am sorry, I don't measure anything that I cook. I cook by heart, so I cannot give you precise measurement. So just watch me how I do it. This is how I meal prep. I already told you guys that, and some of you still would like to see this, so let me know if you still want to see this in the future. But yeah, so that's what I put in the chicken breast. And then I'm also going to be chopping some vegetables. These celery, green onions, and red onions are going to be for the potato salad. And then those bigger diced red onions on the side is going to be for the ground beef for the taco meat. I'm also going to be shredding some carrots in a little bit for the macaroni salad. So stay tuned. Both my husband and my son always ask for this caprese penne pasta salad. This is a favorite in our home. Definitely one of the dishes that I make at least once every 2 weeks or twice a month. So yeah, this is a favorite. And since this is done, I'm going to put the oil, mix of canola and olive oil, some salt and black pepper, and then I'm going to mix this really quick and put it in the fridge. This has to cool down before I put all of the ingredients in. It is salad after all, so I cannot put the Parmesan cheese on this because it's going to melt. So I have to cool this down, and then like I said, I'm going to add all of the ingredients later. I did boil some eggs, and I'm going to peel this and then slice it. This is gonna go in the potato salad. I'm now going to be peeling the russet potatoes. I use about 3.5 pounds to 4 pounds of potato. I know I bought a whole bag, but I didn't use it all, so I feel like I use about 3 to 4 pounds. After peeling all these potatoes, I'm going to be dicing this in bite size and then boil it for about 20 to 30 minutes. I feel like those are the perfect time that I cook this, and it gives me that like soft but still firm potatoes without it like falling apart when I mix it. Now that the potato is on the stove, while I'm waiting for it to boil, I'm going to dice these carrots finely. I'm going to use the food processor just because it's a whole lot faster to use that rather than to manually do it. So you'll see me do that. And then I'm going to be dicing up these tomatoes on the side. Some of it is gonna go in the container for the taco, to put in the taco when we have that. And then the recipe is gonna go in the caprese pasta salad. I'm also cutting up this lettuce for the tacos, either for salad or just for normal tacos, so that it's ready to go in the fridge. We don't have to cut it when we need it. The potato is cooked, so I'm going to drain this and also put this in the fridge to cool it down before I start actually making the potato salad. Now for the pork chop, I did scramble 2 eggs on the side. I put a little bit of milk, salt, and black pepper, and then I'm going to put this on top of the pork chop. This will help with the breadcrumbs to stick on the pork chop. My husband made this recipe before, but he did bake it and my son really likes it. This time I wanted to try to fry it to see if it's gonna be a little bit more crispy than when we bake it, and it is. So I think for the future I'm going to fry this. And for the breading, I used this bake and shake and the breadcrumbs. Now, the bacon shake is good when we baked this before, but for frying, I think I'm going to skip that because it did stick a little bit on the pan. So next time, I think I'm just going to use straight up breadcrumbs. Now, before I cook the pork chop, I'm going to grill this chicken breast really quick because it only takes about a couple minutes, and I'm only going to cook one side of it and finish cooking this in the oven, so that while this is in the oven, I can start the pork chop while I finish cooking this. I'm going to put the rest of the marinade left in the container on top of the chicken breast so that it doesn't dry up when I bake this in the oven for about 350 degrees for 20 minutes. I'm going to flip this halfway that time. Chicken is in the oven, and while I'm waiting for the oil for the pork chop to heat up a little bit, I'm going to start with the taco meat as well. So I'm going to saute these diced onions and minced garlic and wait for this to turn a little bit brown, and then add the ground beef. I don't know if you can tell here, but the pork chop is sticking on the pan, so that's why it was a little bit hard for me to flip it. But also the tongs that I'm using isn't really helpful because it was too thick. I got this from the new utensil that we got from Amazon, and it sucks, so I ended up changing that tong later. But yeah, so I'm not going to be using that bake and shake for the future if I'm going to fry it. Maybe if I'm baking it, but if I'm frying it, I'm going to skip that and go just use the breadcrumbs. So the ground beef have a lot of fat, so I have to drain that before I put the seasoning. And for the seasoning, I'm going to put taco seasoning, salt, black pepper, and chili powder for this. Everything is getting done pretty much at the same time, so I'm going to start putting them directly in the container. I don't put them like somewhere else, just put them directly in the container, and then I leave it on the island for a couple hours until it's almost like room temperature before I cover them and put them in the fridge. So like I said, all of the meats are pretty much getting done, and we'll move on to the salad in just a little bit. I'm going to empty the dishwasher and put away all of the clean dishes so that I can load the dishwasher again with the dirty dishes that's in the sink. I like to clean up in between cooking so that later when I'm done, I don't have to clean up so much, you guys. Let me know in the comments down below if you are like that. My husband always like look at me like I'm going crazy in the kitchen every time I do meal prep, but yeah, I feel like this helps me with the cleanup later, because like I said, it's not going to be a whole lot. Rather than just like standing there waiting for the food to cook, I feel like I multitask, just try to get things done as much as possible so that when everything is done, then I'm also done and don't need to stay there and clean a whole lot. Now that the macaroni pasta is done, I'm going to put the diced carrots that I prepped earlier. And then for the dressing, I'm going to use mayonnaise, sweet relish, salt, and black pepper. Now for the macaroni salad, you can add whatever other vegetables you like celery, for example, parsley, green onions, red onions, whatever your heart desires really. I don't like a lot of vegetables in the macaroni salad, so I only put the diced carrots. Every once in a while, I would put raisins because in the Philippines, that's how we make our macaroni salad. We put raisins, but I didn't do that this time because my husband doesn't really like the raisin. So I only, like I said, put the carrots and then dressing, and I'm going to mix this. You guys This is so good. I think I'm going to make this again next week. I don't know, I really like it. So for a little bit of estimation with the measurement, I did use 1 box of the pasta and 2 big carrots that I dice with the food processor. And then for the dressing, it's about 2 cups of mayonnaise with 2 to 3 tablespoons of sweet relish. It depends how sweet you like it. And then just a pinch of salt and black pepper. So hopefully that would help if you want to recreate this. Now, if you're going to add more vegetable, obviously you have to make a little bit more dressing as well. Otherwise, it would not be enough. After the macaroni salad, we'll move on to the potato salad. I did use about 3/4 of the 5-pound potato bag. And then I did use 2 sticks of celery. I dice it. 8 hard-boiled eggs, 1/4 of the red onions, and the bunch of 1 bunch of the green onions. So that's what I have in here. And then for the dressing, I'm going to put mayonnaise with relish, salt, and black pepper. I'm using a sweet relish. So about, I think I did use like 2 cups of mayonnaise and 2 tablespoons of sweet relish and a pinch of salt and black pepper. And this is so far how everything turned out. The last thing I'm going to make is the caprese pasta salad. But I feel like I made that more than a couple times here in my YouTube channel. But if you haven't seen it, you'll see me make it right now. So here's the penne pasta. Like I said, I did cook about 1.5 boxes of the pasta. And then I use about 8 to 10 pieces of the Roma tomatoes, which I'm going to add on this. I'm going to put Parmesan on this. The Parmesan, I didn't measure it. It just depends how much cheese you like with this pasta. There's like half of cheese left in the container. I think it's about 2 cups. So I just put all of that in this pasta. And then I bought this box of basil, or I mean a container of basil, but 1/4 of it are like turning brown. So I ended up getting rid of 1/4 of it. So I only use like 3/4. But normally I only use half. But since there's only like 1/4 left in the container, I know that's just gonna stay in the fridge. So I just put it all in the pasta. You guys, the more basil you put on this, the better. So this is all that goes in the pasta with the salt, black pepper, canola oil, and olive oil. Going to mix this really good, and like I said, this is a favorite in our home. I make this every single month because my husband and my son always ask for this. Didn't have enough glass storage container to put this pasta in. I already used them all, so I'm just going to leave this in this bowl and put sarang wrap on top and put this in the fridge. You'll see later how I put everything in the fridge. And that is it for today's video, my friend. If you enjoy this homemaking motivation weekly meal prep routine, be sure to give it a like for more and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for being here today. I will see you next week with a brand new video. Bye, friends.